time real quick for a super quick video, just a real quick thought I had when I looked at the epicness, or at least the coolness, of seeing the Ghost Rider movie and the Black Panther 3 movie that they just announced recently. Now, both those movies are coming out in 2028, and they both don't necessarily inspire a huge amount of hype in me. There's a bit of hype there, but not a huge amount. I think that there's a lot of things within those movies, the placement of the movies and placement of this newest slate of movies, that I think is more important than the actual movies themselves. And that is that Marvel is taking a break. It looks like they're taking at least a year-long break to a year-and-a-half-long break to actually understand what they need to do with Phase 4, or at least I think it's Phase 6 now, of the MCU, because Phase 4 and Phase 5 were terribly booked. They were terribly looked at entirely, and because of the fact that they were terribly done, they're terribly structured. That was part of the reason why the overall MCU felt so disjointed. Again, the movies themselves that were put there for the most part were pretty bad. Not to say that wasn't a big issue, but another issue that actually happened along with that is the issue of that it was just poorly structured in of itself. And without that structure, the entire thing fell apart. Bad movies just made it even worse. So that is to say that they take this year off and they have to think about what they want the Phase 6 or Phase 7, whatever you want to call it, this next phase to actually look like. That could be a big and important thing. Now, again, part of it is that's unfortunate, is that there's not as much goodwill for Marvel as there used to be. Back in the day, you would come to see every Marvel movie that came out simply because it was a Marvel. Didn't matter if it was Ant-Man, didn't matter if it was the Guardians of the Galaxy. You came to see it because it was Marvel and you had to watch it. And that's not the same as it used to be anymore. I look at Ghost Rider, I look at Black Panther 3, and I say to myself, if the trailer is good, I'll watch it. So they basically have been demoted to the status of every single other movie, essentially, which is unfortunate for a universe that kind of really needs that goodwill to let you watch each and every single installment. But that's what they've done to their product, unfortunately. But that is to say, I'm still kind of excited. I still do really want to see what Ryan Gosling's going to do with, Ghost Rider. I want to see what they're going to do with this new Black Panther, even though it's not going to be T'Challa, it's going to be something else. It is kind of interesting, this direction they're taking. I mean, you haven't seen, I hate to bring this into that idea of it, but you haven't seen a white male main character in a bit of time holding their own movie for a bit of time, I think throughout all of Phase 4. So besides, of course, Spider-Man, obviously, but besides Spider-Man and Deadpool, guys who are mainstays, you haven't seen a new character being added in there like Ghost Rider. So that's very interesting in of itself. A new direction maybe going in, who knows. And the same thing goes for Black Panther. We hadn't seen any black character get a role besides black male character get a role besides Falcon. Unfortunately, Falcon's, of course, was just poorly put together, and I already have many videos talking about that situation, but it's interesting to see that that's the direction they're going with now. So again, people are also talking about reboot coming around. Maybe they are rebooting things. I think they should do some type of reboot, some type of retconning needs to take place, I think, in order to make the universe better. The characters are getting too old. It's time to move on at some point. Of course, we have to talk about what it would actually look like to move on in the first place. It's a big deal. After all, when you want to move on to something else, you have to have an actual vision, what you want to do in the future. But having a year or so to actually think about what they want to move forward with doesn't mean they're going to make a good choice, but at least it gives them time to think about it. A choice that's well thought out, that even if I may not agree with it, at least will be, I think, a much better choice than a spur-of-the-moment choice that they've been making so far, the seat-the-pants type situation they've been going with so far. So that is all to say that I'm not necessarily super hyped, but I am I'm a little apprehensive, of course, but I am, a little bit happy, a little bit at least interested in the outcome of these coming movies. I can't wait to see the trailers because, first of all, I do want to see Ghost Rider on the screen, big screen again. It's been so long. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the last time we saw a version of Ghost Rider, and that budget wasn't the greatest. It was still pretty solid, though. It looked pretty nice. I just can't wait to see it under like a top tier, blockbuster budget. That's gonna be so epic. And Ghost Rider is a character that's easy to do if you just gotta just do it right. It's easy to do it right. Have this Ghost Rider guy hunting down, demons and creatures like that and kill them. Similar to what you gotta do with Blade. Very easy to get right. It takes an idiot to get it wrong. But I'm kind of, I'll say I'm cautiously optimistic about the new direction the MCU can go in. Again, I want these things to succeed. I don't want them to fail. I want them to do better. I want Secret Wars and Doomsday to bring back all that hype, to bring back all that feeling that people have, to make people actually want to watch this stuff all over again. I want the Age of Superheroes to continue on in a better way not in the current way, of course, that's going in. The current way is going to unfortunately fail, but I want to continue on in a better way. I want people to have more adaptation. I want to see more characters. I want to see them that true storylines to the comics. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on the video. What are your guys' thoughts? Comment down below if you like that idea, or maybe you don't like the idea. Maybe you want other characters that should be involved in there. And you hype the video up, share the video, all that different YouTube jazz, and I'll see you guys in another video. Until then, stay ferocious and vigilant, Knights of Brimstone, and never forget to reach for greatness.
If we hold on together.